Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Joseph. I hope everyone's doing well today. So in today's video, I've created an extension to the lightning I said I was going to do a few weeks ago with the weather system. And I'll show you guys that in a moment. Just before I start though, huge thanks to everyone. You guys are all amazing. You have no idea. Don't forget about the Discord if you guys want to jump in. It's a hangout zone for everyone. Now, let me get into it. So, what I've done here, and it can get a bit screwy because I'm using arrays, and arrays can be a bit complicated sometimes for people. But I'm going to show you what it does. So, the lightning system doesn't have sound effects right now because I haven't hunted around for sound effects. But you can see here, I get this nice lightning flash when it occurs on screen, like so, with a flash going on. I've toned down that flash for obvious reasons. But you can see here, it just sits on a dice roll, and it basically shoots lightning. So, how did I do this, and how does it get generated? The first part I did is I actually embedded this into the cloud system. So you'll see here, I've got... yes, I'm in the right spot. Right here is the lightning object, and all it does is sits on a random roll timer. I could add it into another system where it manages the weather itself. I haven't done that yet. It's because this thing's been a pain in my rear. And then what it does is it basically creates or checks the alpha fade. So same as the raindrops, it doesn't look weird if I've got lightning randomly occurring. One of the things I have noticed, my lightning does sit a bit high. So what I need to quickly do, let's just quickly check that. Clouds. Oh, it shouldn't be sitting high. Weird. I'm going to go negative 50 just to fix that a little bit. So basically, it generates a lightning object. So everything's actually handled within the lightning object to make things a bit easier. So if we go to the lightning object, not lighting system, you'll see here I've got a little bit of code going on. And let's see if I can give you guys a better view of this. Let me just expand it. F8. So what this does is a few little bits and pieces. The first part is it just sets itself a time to live and a variable for the lightning flash. So we can control how long that stays on screen. And the next part is where it gets a bit screwy. Basically, the first step is I set up a lightning count for each point I generate. I then have an X and Y array with a starting point of X and Y of the object. Under there, I've got a width for how thick that lightning strike's going to be. And then it embeds itself into the array with a lightning width. Next, I set how many points I want to get created. I set 150 to 300. If you set it shorter, the lightning strikes will be shorter. If you set them longer, they'll be longer. The next part is I run a repeat, and I've covered these before. So basically, this is just going to repeat the same action however many times I generate it in here. So it's going to go repeat. It's going to see if my count is greater than 0 because I need to remember my first setting. So I skip my first entry by saying, is it greater than 0? If it's not, add 1, 2, and then start the count, which is what this does. So it basically goes not greater than 0, run my else, add 1, then it can begin. In here, I've got a lightning X flux, which is just the distance the lightning will travel on the X-axis from negative to positive. And then I'm just basically doing 8 plus 5 random. So it can be 8 to 15. The next part here is I've actually got lightning X point array. This references the count, so it's my next entry. So this is now count 1. In there, I then go equals to my lightning point, count take 1. So this is my first entry, so entry 0. Plus my random factor of X flux, which is now set in a range. And then my Y factor does the exact same thing with the Y value, but I can't reference it back because I found that if you did that, it would start traveling upwards on the screen and doing random things I didn't want it to do. So you actually have to set it a bit more manually. And here you can see it will go a maximum of up to 4 pixels, 4 pixels up. I think it's 4 pixels it's measured in. And 15 down. which is what we want. Next is the lightning width. The width just gets randomized, in essence, just to give it some variation. Then it adds 1, and it continues all through the 150 to 300 potential steps. Or repeats, I should say. The next step is in the step event here. It's nothing you guys haven't seen before. I draw a lightning flash, and then I basically count down using this. Once it gets to 0, it destroys... Oh, sorry. That actually references to another spot. Sorry, I was thinking time to live. Time to live down here counts down, and once time to live reaches 0, it deletes itself. Lightning flash is... here it counts down. Then we go to the draw event. I'm going to ignore this top part for a second. And we're going to look at the lightning flash. So all the lightning flash does is it waits. If it's greater than 0, it draws a white square. And once it's no longer that, it doesn't draw it anymore. As a warning, and I'm going to show you guys. So if you guys are not good with flashing lights, I'm warning you now. Click away. I'm going to set it to 9. This is why I toned it down. I'm starting it in 3, 2, 1. So you'll see just how bad that flashing is if I leave the opacity really bright, as you guys can see. So it's a bit much in my opinion, hence why I dropped it down to about 3. So that's now over, so you can see why I've dulled it down. Now the last part to this whole system is this. So this set of information, this array here, this for loop, is responsible for drawing the lightning. And all it does, in essence, is it references the X array, because X and Y are the same, so we can reference either one. And I draw a line. In that line, I go I minus 1. So you can see here, instead of starting my I at 0, I actually start it at entry 1, allowing me to take 1 away to start my XY point. Basically, from there, I cycle through the entire array. So I reference entry 0 for X and Y, entry 1 and entry 1 for X and Y, and entry 1 for width. Then when I adds 1, it basically will go, I reference entry 1, entry 1. This will be then entry 2, entry 2. So basically it just cycles through the whole array and draws a lightning. Now I hope you guys don't have a headache from that, because it's a bit convoluted, because it's just the way the array is getting used is a bit obscure in some aspects. So that's how we generate lightning. I am still working on the water physics, just as I know. I just haven't had the time. I've had some other things on the books that I'm getting sorted. So that's the lightning effect. This will go up into the Google Drive. Feel free to grab it and ask questions. Like I said, you guys are amazing. You have no clue. You guys really do make the channel. And yeah, join the Discord if you guys are interested. And I will talk to you guys next time. See yous later.